everybody, Amy here from Knit Collage. I am excited to be back here with you this week for a different kind of episode. I'm going to share a lot about the options that are in our upcoming make-along. So if you've never joined in one of our make-alongs, the way this works is each season I put out a survey, a design survey, where all of you get to vote on what we make in our next make-along. And then in our make-along, we make things in community. You have the opportunity to get help and support when you need it from one of our knitting and crochet teachers. We cheerlead each other. We lean into the benefits of knitting and creativity. And we end with a beautiful finished object to cherish for years to come. So that's what our make-alongs are about. And our next one is coming up in just a few weeks. The survey is live now. If you haven't voted, please follow the link below to vote. And what we make is chosen by popular vote. So this is still all up in the air. All right. So I'm going to go through the 13 options as quickly as I can here with you today. And then I'm going to show you some of the new yarns we have slated for spring, and then some of my whips, a tool to recommend to you, and then answer your questions. So sort of equal parts making vlog and design make-along and deep dive. Okay, so first up is the Everyday Yay cardigan. This is a top-down raglan cardigan by designer Laurel Gervitz, who works with us all the time. And I believe this is a size 2. I love it. It's a simple top-down raglan sweater, so this would be fantastic for beginners. Also, anyone who knows raglan styles, like that's just my jam. I love the way they fit. I love the way they look on me. This might be a good option for you to choose. So I added all this cross-stitch embroidery. It was inspired by a vintage floral cross-stitch I came across and kind of adapted it to be bigger gauge and in our wildflower yarn. Now, of course, you could do whatever you wanted to with this. You could leave it off, and we have a solid version that I'll show you next, or you could add it into your sweater. So I created these fake, it's like a faux crochet button, but then you have snaps on the inside. So I've never done anything with snaps, so kind of fun. So that's that. That is the embellished version. This is the solid version. Now, I think this one is it might be a size 5. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but that color, oh, it's so good. That bubblegum spun cloud, that's our bubblegum spun cloud yarn. And this is that. So it's a bit big on me, but you get the idea. It is absolutely beautiful in solid color yarn too, without the embroidery. And I encourage you to go look at the survey and the blog post I have accompanying the survey, because there are pictures of our models in them who are just looking divine beyond how I could look. But I love it. I love this, and I really love those iridescent buttons on there. So that's that. Let's go to option number 2. Option number 2 is the Maisie Crochet Cardi by Jo Wadler. She is a jewelry designer that we collaborate with on buttons, and we have shawl pins coming soon. And then patterns every once in a while. Oh my God. I love this. I love this so much. So this is the Maisie Crochet Cardigan. It's so cute. I feel like I've stepped back in time to the 1970s, but it has this modern twist because it's in our yarns that aren't scratchy and acrylic. It's so cute. So this is just granny squares that we connect, and it uses our spun cloud and our wildflower yarn, just like the Everyday Yay Cardi. So this is an option for the make-along too. This would be great for folks wanting to learn how to crochet for the first time, I think. So if you've never crocheted, we could teach you how to do that throughout this make-along. I adore this pattern by Jo. Okay. So the next one is a bag. This is the Faye Fringe bag by Anna Skala, who is designing for us for the first time ever. It is so cute. It's beyond, it got my vote. I love it. And when you stick something in it, you're going to stick a whip in it, even cuter. I'm imagining it with like my wallet in it, maybe a project, some knitting needles popping out. It's just so stinking cute. So I love this. It is pretty simple to knit. I'm working on right now that I'll show you in a minute. You use one skein of spun cloud, one daisy chain, and then one mini skein kit in wildflower. So it's really all about mixing the yarns and just having fun and getting free with the pattern. So loving this. And we have one more bag that I don't have in person because the designer, Vanessa Reyes, is still working on it. So I'm going to insert some photos of it here. It's the dumpling crochet bag. And it is beyond cute. Vanessa does such a great job of mixing different materials. So you have these pretty leather straps and leather bottom and a cute little drawstring with the crochet fabric. So I love this one. And this is a great option for those wanting to learn how to crochet for the first time or who want to join in the make along. Really, any of the accessories are great for folks that want to join in the make along, but know they might not have a ton of time to complete their project within the 8 weeks that we allot for the experience. So sometimes it's nice to just join in, but not commit to an entire sweater. That might come in handy. Okay. So next up, I have the Wisteria wrap, and this is by Emma Janet, who which side should I put out? I'll put out this side first and then we can switch it up. She is at Bloom and Create over on Instagram. This is a very simple brioche pattern. It's scalloped along the edges, which I love. It's reversible because it's brioche. In our photo shoot, we styled it this way with a shawl pin, but a little more like overhang with a shawl pin here. And it kind of has all the sort of like Western vibes. To me, it's got these Western vibes, but the color palette is very subdued and sophisticated. So I love the whole aesthetic. I tend to go for really, really bright colors and kitchen sink type vibe things. It's just more. And I love that this feels like you get to play with color and yarn, but in a very sophisticated way. So I'm loving this one. This would be great for folks who want to learn brioche. It's a simple repeat. I think it's 10 rows, maybe even less than that. So you just have to master those 10 rows and then you repeat it throughout the shawl. So it's not that hard in terms of brioche, but what you get, right? Like it actually looks pretty amazing and pretty difficult to knit, even though it's not. So I love this from the standpoint of teaching something new that people might not know how to do already. All right, so that's the Wisteria wrap. Now let's dive into our next shawl. This is the Sunnyside shawl by Cheryl Coupat. And this is one giant triangle shawl, and it is all the Stevie Nicks vibes. So I don't even know if you can see it here. Definitely check out the pictures of this on the models on our site. But to me, it's just everything. It's everything. I couldn't love this anymore. It looks so authentically Stevie in 1970s, and I just love the size. I can absolutely see wearing this over any outfit in warmer temperatures for just like instant statement. And this is our Spun Cloud light yarn, and it is all knit stitches. So it's garter, and then you crochet the flowers at the end and you put them on wherever you want. So Cheryl designed it for them to go along the bottom, but you could actually have them in any design on your shawl, right? You can do you. So I love this one. This time around, I feel very like there's no losing. Whatever wins is going to be amazing. So that's where my head's at. Okay, I have one more shawl to show you. This is the Bonfire shawl, and this one is by Annie Lepton. We reinvented it in a new gauge. So the drape on this cannot be beat. I just don't think it can be beat. It does that curly Q thing, which is so fun in shawls when they do the curly Q, and it just fits so well and it feels so good on. So it's our Serenity yarn, it's our daisy chain yarn, and then you would need two skeins of a worsted weight yarn, and we used the Handspun Hope organic wool, and we'd recommend you use that too. It looks really cool with the contrast of the texture of our yarns with the texture of the Handspun Hope yarn. So this is that. It is a revamped pattern from way back, designed by Annie Lupton of Boho Chic. This is a great one to learn simple skills like double increases, picot edge bind off, stripes. If you're newer to knitting, it could be a really fun one to tackle together. Alrighty, let's dive in to the Enchanted cardigan. This one also got my vote, but it is a more advanced style. So if you're a beginner, we'd probably recommend that you stick with something more basic. Let's see, I button this. I think it looks pretty cute button. So for me, it's all about these really pretty design lines that you create with increases and decreases. This is a modified tuck stitch. This is by Laurel Gervitz, who I told you about earlier. We have a very cute, I think it would be a Victorian sleeve. I could be wrong, but to me it seems like a Victorian sleeve of some sort. And it just kind of has this like corsety feeling. It's so flattering on. I don't usually button my cardigans, but I want to button this so that this is more visible when I wear it. And that detail is on the back too. So this pattern comes with 3 sleeve options because we know not everyone is into a big puff sleeve. I love sleeve details, but I know from experience now doing this business that is not everyone's jam. So we also have a short sleeve puff sleeve, which actually this might be my favorite one. I'm not going to try this one on. It's pretty big on me. I think it's a size 5, but the short sleeve puff sleeve is to die for. Cute. I think I would go for that for spring and summer. And then you can't go wrong with a straight sleeve option. Now, this one I'm pretty sure is a size 3. So you could just do, right, like a straight sleeve option. And if you wanted, you could extend it down too. So I love that option. I love that option. And it's top down. So if you wanted to add length, you could. Laurel will be mad if I don't tell you that, you might need extra yarn if you add length. But it's so pretty. You can see those design lines up close a little bit more there. Oh, gorge. So 3 options. So you've got options there with the sleeves. Okay, the next one is the Florabunda Cardi. This is by Cheryl Kubat, who also did the sunny side. So you can see it kind of goes with that because it's got the flowers on it. And this has a zipper. So if we picked this one, you would be learning how to add a zipper to your knitwear, which to me would be a really cool thing to learn. The body it's a little more fitted and less oversized than I tend to wear and what we tend to do here at Knit Collage. And I'm embracing that it's just nice to have something different and unique in terms of silhouette. So that's that. It is knit from cuff to cuff horizontally in knit stitch. So just garter. And then you have on the back a peace sign and crochet flowers. So it's up to you if you want to add that. You could add, you could really add flowers wherever you want on this cardigan. It's totally up to you. You could do them up the sleeve. Cheryl has one where she's put them up the sleeve. You could also do a letter. I was experimenting with that. I love the peace sign. 100% it's up to you. All right, final few options here. This is the Be Kind sweater by Laurel Gervitz. It's a bee stitch and it combines a lot of our yarns. So Wildflower, Serenity, and Spun Cloud. And it's very lightweight. I think it's hard to see that from the camera because it's super textured, but it's actually very open and lightweight and like holy and breezy. It's a simple drop stitch body. I love it. I really love it. And the tester samples of this are, oh my God, the sample pics from testers are amazing. So that's that one. Now I will show you the Botanical Mini Pillow. This is also an option for the make along. This is based on the floor pillow we did last spring in our knit along, but we have a little mini version and you can see it's not that mini, but would be perfect for a couch or bed, something like that. So loving that. That's the other side. And second to last, the Happy Hexie. I'm having fun trying these on for you. Although I don't know if you really need to see them on me, but it is kind of fun to try them on. All right, so this is the Happy Hexie, and this is hexagons that you knit from the inside out. You connect, and then you knit the sweater body around it. So this one's also by Cheryl Kubat. It's a pretty fitted body. Simple, worked in pieces, and then seamed together. So it has a kind of a quilting vibe to it, which is really fun. Okay, so let's take this one off. Now, the last one I also do not have the sample of, and I know it's one that's been really popular so far, so I'm so sorry about that. It is the Briar Rose Cardi by Vanessa Reyes, and I want to encourage you to check out the pictures here, check out more on my blog. It is so cool. It is just a masterpiece. I love it so much. It has a very tight fitted silhouette. It has a patchwork of crochet squares in different stitches. Then you knit a rib back, so it's very stretchy in back to fit your body, and a little modular knit piece on triangle along the sides to make it kind of taper and fit your waist, and then this cap ruffly sleeve. So just super cute. So those are all the options. Please, please, please vote if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. We really need the vote in order to serve you, give you exactly what you want and what you like best. So I really appreciate it if you would vote. Okay. So I am quickly going to go through the next stuff so that this video isn't a million minutes long. We have new yarns, and I can't remember if I showed you all of these before, but these are the new spring wildflower colors coming in. And I don't know the names off the top of my head. I should have looked that up. So we have a bright purple, we have a light pink, and we have 2 new mini sampler kits. And this is one of the other new colors. It's like a neon. It's really fun. And this is the color that the dumpling bag is in. So this is one of the new wildflower mini kits coming your way. And then a more tonal one. I really love this one. So that's that. Then we have all of our it's not wildflower, it's waterfall. That's what we are calling this one. This is a tie-dye viscose yarn we are calling waterfall. I'm very excited about this. So we have 5 colors coming in. And this yarn works perfectly with our, our wildflower yarn. So all the patterns will work interchangeably. It knits up like ribbon, how you would imagine sort of a ribbon to knit up. I love this colorway. It's so good. So that is that. We have all of these coming at the end of the month. I'm not sure if they will be in the shop before we kick off the make along or not. So stay tuned for details on that. Okay. So let's talk about whips, so work in progress knits. I have a few. This is my first one. This is the Faye Fringe bag in action. I wanted to try it out in a combo that wasn't neon. And this uses this mini skein kit. I think it's a purple daisy chain and then Sedona, which is a brown spun cloud. So I love it. I'm getting the hang of the stitch and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So that's that. I also made a holiday stocking this week for free people and a bunch of ornaments for them for holiday. So they may buy them, they may not, we'll see. But I thought it'd be fun to just share a little picture of that. I knit that. I worked on that all this weekend. So finished those up. A kind of a kaleidoscope version of a holiday stocking, really fun. And they asked me for a tree skirt too, which could be fun. So work up as well. I didn't get that far yet. All right. So next up is a Larkin baby sweater for my sister who just had a baby. And I'm not done yet, but I am getting there. I have the neck to do and the sleeves, and it looks so cute. I love this baby pattern. It is the Larkin, I think it's just called the Larkin sweater by Park and Knit. And these are the yarns I'm using. So this is a Ching fiber yarn that I got at Vogue Knitting Live. This is Ken yarn, Ally AF in a sock white. And oh my gosh, I don't have the other one. I'll show you next time I hop on. It's this pinky bluey that you see here. It's got a little like gray in it. And it's an Emma's yarn that I got at Hill Country Weavers back in December. So that is that one. I have one more whip to show you, which I didn't work on too much this weekend, but you can see where we are here. I guess that's the center back. So here we go. Oh, I see some live stitches coming off. I need those stoppers. This is my Ranunculus. And it is so cute on. I love it so much. Let me just fix this. Someone commented here and said it looks like eucalyptus, and that is exactly it, right? That color. It looks really, really cute on. I'm not going to try it on now. I don't have my stoppers, but I will show you hopefully next time I do one of these making vlogs. It'll be all done. I put a poll up on Instagram about short sleeves or long sleeves. Let me know if you have a strong opinion. I was going to do long sleeves, but because the weather is getting warmer, I'm now thinking maybe I would do short. Not sure. So let me know if you have a strong opinion there. All right. So that is all my whips. I think that's all my whips. I don't think I have any other whips this week. It still feels like a lot. I'm planning to work on the wisteria shawl, the brioche shawl by Emma Janet, and make a brighter version, a more colorful version for that before too long too. I want to see what that looks like in a brighter version. So stay tuned for that. And all the other projects I plan to work on are still in the queue. So I have a sea glass waiting that I really want to work on. And I have this other, I have two other sweater designs for fall that are high on my mind. I'm waiting for yarn from India on that to get started. So those will be in our new yarn we have coming for fall. So I have to work on those and get those done very quickly when I get that sample yarn in because we're on a tight schedule for fall. Okay, so that's everything. Now, I have a tool to recommend. It's not really a tool. Well, I guess you could call it a tool. This is the journal/sketchbook that I just swear by. It's by Moglea. We have them on our website. I think that, I'm not sure, where is it? It's in Iowa. So it's hand painted and printed in Iowa. So I love the color. I think they're so pretty. Each one is different, but it's the functionality that gets me. So it's spiral bound, so I can lay it flat at any time, right? Like I can lay it like that, which is my problem with sketchbooks and taking notes, is I want to be able to like lay it flat. I don't want to have any issue with the binding of it. So I love it from that perspective. The pages are white and unlined, which I like. I like having freedom to scribble, to sketch, to do whatever. And I mean, it's so funny, like this is my journal, but this is also my sketchbook. And it's where I plan, like I've got spring in here. I think I also have, to-do lists. What else do I have? I have our whole marketing calendar, all these notes I took while I was in India. So it's definitely like kind of Amy's brain dump. It's my gratitude list I do at night. It's kind of my everything right now, but I love it. And so we have a few of these on the site, not many, but maybe we'll get more if people are into that. But I love it. I have one that's larger that's available on the site too. Of course, I spilled coffee on this, so you could also go larger. I like the larger one as well. So just up to you. This one travels a little bit more easily, which is why I've been taking it everywhere with me. But I love the larger pages too. They're a full 8.5 by 11, so it's pretty amazing. Okay, so let's get to the Ask Me Anything questions. There were only 2, and I think I answered one of them already. I noticed in your last making vlog, new wildflower color yarns. Can you share those? So we did that. That is all done. Okay. What is your average day like and how long is it? Whew. Okay. I will try to make this short. I did a little Instagram rant earlier today about how I'm super duper trying to embrace slowing down. If you listen to the audio podcast, you know I've been doing some work around my inner voice and intuition and strengthening that bond and how I hear my inner voice and my intuition more loudly day to day. And one thing I constantly hear from my intuition is slow down. So I am trying to embrace that a bit in my life. It's hard because I am 41 years old and I have always been very active, very goal-oriented, schedule-oriented, and it's not the easiest thing for me to do, but it doesn't help with a creativity, sense of calm, any of that. So I am focusing a few hours in the morning. Well, no, not even a few hours. I would say I'm focusing in a few ways in the morning to just go slowly and sort of set that calm, happy intention for the day. So every day I wake up at 5:30 and I meditate, and I do a fairly long meditation. It's only been in the last 2 weeks that I have really drilled down this routine, and I've really been holding myself to it with the baby. And we moved into this house a few years ago. It was really hard. COVID, right? Like, it was hard to get in that routine. I used to be so disciplined about it. And I am happy to report I'm about 2 weeks into sticking to this schedule. So I do a 20 to 40 minute long meditation, and I do guided meditations by Joe Dispenza. I can link to them here if anyone's interested. Some are the present moment and it's just music. Some are visualizations, and some are about your energy centers. It's a little bit out there, but it all speaks to me. And I think it has incredibly helped me in my life. So if you're interested in learning more about those, let me know, because I love talking about this stuff, as well as the inner voice. I'm close to getting my certification there. So it's just been so much fun. Okay, so I will start with a meditation that probably starts at like 5:45, because I wake up, I brush my teeth, I meditate. Kids start coming into my room anywhere. Well, my older kids will come in around 6:15, 6:30. I usually just let them play. They can go upstairs, and then I finish my meditation. From there, I usually am doing something like folding laundry or cleaning up. Super sexy stuff. Then I get the baby around 7. From 7 to 8, I'm getting the kids ready for school and making breakfast. At 8, I usually go for a run. Sometimes I do yoga. So it depends. I actually never miss a day of working out, even if it's like the most simple workout in the world. It's just, 15 minutes of walking. I usually get that in. And I think my brain needs that. I need that mentally as sort of my reset to start my day. The days I go right to my office and I don't do that, I notice it and I'm like off the whole day. So it's sort of my endorphin kick, a chance to be outside. I do yoga inside, but pretty much everything else, no matter the weather, I want to be outside. So I'm doing that now. And then I usually start work around 9. And I begin my workday by checking my Trello boards, checking in my emails, although I'm not great at keeping up with emails. Sadly, I really need help with it. And I work all day, and each day is different. Monday is usually my catch-up team meeting day. Tuesday is the day I work on my email that goes out Wednesday. The other days could be anything. And Friday is usually my accounting math day. But that's just super general. And I would like that to shift and change a little bit. So I work until 4. At 4, I get my kids. On Thursdays, I do work until 5:30, so I work later on Thursdays. I work until 4. At 4, it is homework and sports for my kids. They usually eat dinner around 5:30 or 6, take a bath, do a story, get the baby down at 7. Then with the older kids, we read. So we're reading the Nevermore series right now. I'm loving it. I it's so good. So if my husband's home, he'll read it and I get to knit, which is fabulous. If not, then I read. So we're reading that right now, although we read other books too. Like we just went to the library and I got all these amazing books because our library is so cool. And I will read them too. Books about, that I pick up at the library too, that I think they'll be interested in. Our 6-year-old, he likes those a lot and he tends to fall asleep with the bigger chapter books. Then my night finishes at 8:30 and usually it's not 8:30. Let's be real. Like they're not actually in bed till later than that, even though I try to have a schedule. A lot of times it's later, right? That's just the way things go. Some nights my kids don't get home from their sports till 7:45 and then they have to eat. It's intense right now. And I really try not to do too many activities, but it does feel like a lot. And so after that, I knit for maybe a half an hour and then I go to bed. So I do not watch TV really. Maybe I turn on a podcast. Maybe I talk to my partner. That is about it. Maybe I read. I try not to be on my phone, but that's a practice I'd like to change. So that's sort of what my day-to-day looks like. It's intense. It's really intense, as I think someone who feeds on a lot of alone time, calm time, creative time, it feels very full on. So that's what my day-to-day looks like. Sorry, that was a long answer. I hope I didn't bore you. And that is it for this week. Please take the survey and I will be back here in a couple weeks' time with another episode. Thank you. Bye.